I'm sitting here wondering where to start. I just wanted to have a little check-in. I was thinking, all right, what if you were to ask me the question, so Denise, how's it going with the thought of starting a Patreon? And I think I'm going to say I'm actually feeling quite in the middle of discomfort about it. So I made a post last week and I shared a collage, and the excitement of that was so high, beautiful. And then the reality comes in of all the different parts we have. I've just been listening to Maria Bowler talking on a podcast. It's number 19 of the Art Horse podcast, which I've never heard of. And thanks to my lovely friend Lanika, she looked up online, because we both are really enjoying the snippets on Instagram that Maria Bowler records. And so oftentimes when I hear somebody speak like that, and I'll go looking to see if they've been interviewed in a podcast, and sure enough, Lanika found that she had. So I've just been listening to the conversation, and it was really great. It just made me feel so much better about the sort of doubts that I've been having, because it just normalized it. Of course, I knew it was normal, but it's really interesting, isn't it, as creatives, as artists, and when you hear other creatives, creative coaches, artists speaking about something that you're experiencing right now in your life, and they just meet you right there. It's so supportive and encouraging, and they don't even know it, I guess, but they're speaking from their heart and they're putting it out there. And so I really resonate with that, and I think to myself, see, it's just like that. I want my what do you call it, Patreon, to be like that, but I think, there's real fear that no one will come. It's like, it's probably reminding me maybe of times in teenage years or whatever, when you think to have a party, and the worst thing in the world is if you would have a party and no one would come. So, like there's those natural things are coming up into my mind. That also, what Maria touched on was that when you get that overwhelming desire to do something, there's big bubbles up inside you, and then there's voices, one of them will say, you have to do it now. And, then there's all the things that you need to take into consideration. And one of the things I'm thinking about with the Patreon is I'm concerned, do I have time? I'm actually finding it quite hard to make my weekly YouTube videos sometimes, whenever something else comes up. Like we went away on the weekend, just a day trip, but I'd also had a day out on the Friday. So just taking a few days out of the normal routine, I can sometimes then not have the same time allocation. And I've also realized I'm really quite slow at making my art. And so it's like I need these things that I want to create as offerings out into the world, separate to the painting. But it's like they need to all be able to work with me and together. That the making of the art creates the vlog that I can share on my YouTube. And the Patreon needs to be able to be a joy and an overflow and not a burden. So that's what I'm hanging out with. And I think maybe that's why I had the intuition to know, let's not start it until August. And so, and I've been wondering, do I just open it up and start putting things in there, sort of like reminding me of a cafe, and actually reminding me at this moment, like the movie Chocolat, when she's in there and she's making the chocolate and there's all this beautiful smells, and she's got that plate that spins around and it reads your fortune, and her daughter has an imaginary friend, and she's got the paper up on the window. It's like reminding me of that kind of time, is that but still kind of remaining and keeping the excitement about the idea, but also knowing and putting into place the work that has to go in behind the scenes to prepare it, to prepare me, And then to be able to see, oh, can we do this ongoing? Can we show up and do this thing? And it's sort of, in a way for me, I almost don't even know if I can until I do, until I know what does it feel like. Is it wanted? Is there anybody that's going to come to the party or come into the shop, come into the tea house? And so that's what I could maybe do. I had the kind of thought, wouldn't it be fun? The new moon is on this Saturday, and it's lovely. It's really wonderful to start things on a new moon. So, and what I'm having trouble too is actually wanting just put my header on there, put my photo on there, and I have reloaded them half a dozen times. And because I haven't published my Patreon, it's not seeming to keep it. It's not showing up. And so when I log back in, it's like I haven't started. It's not showing up. And so that's annoying. It's like frustrating. You go, well, how many times do I have to reload the same thing and it's not showing up? So yeah, that's what's happening in my mind at the moment, just being with the discomfort. That part of me is excited to do it. Part of me is worried that we won't do it right, get it, all the things. And so that's where it is, the first week of July. And I might leave it there, very short, almost like a short, but the wrong shape for a short. And I will get on with painting and making my video for this vlog for this week. All right, bye for now.